I don't have a joke. I have a thought. And that is, there's the whole there's the whole glass half empty, glass half full thing, right? Where's the other half? It's in your stomach, right? So, a little more optimistic there. Welcome, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for the vlog. It's maybe the last one of the year, because I'll be in Vegas for the 29th, so we'll see. So, okay, so I'll be gone for like a week, so don't expect, of course, streaming and stuff like that. The videos will still come out. We edited way ahead for those things. I'm going to work on the newest Kirby podcast today, and then I'll voice it tomorrow, so that'll be out the next week, most likely, unless something happens. That's going to cover... I've talked about it before. It's going to cover the history of Hal and like everything about Hal before Kirby shows up. Then Kirby shows up, and then the reception of Kirby. We'll talk about the game itself. And I don't know how long that episode's going to be. If it's really long, then it'll be a two-parter. We'll see. But that's the plan for the Kirby podcast right now. Is we're going to finally cover the game, the first game, and then we'll do some more episodes, and then the next game, and so on and so forth. With that, so that'll be really fun. Episodes 11 through 20 of Kirby are amazing. There's only one weak one, and there's two that are considered the best in the entire series. So those are going to be a really good run for the next couple months since we do Kirby every 2 weeks, the podcast, so that'll be really good. As far as basically a podcast coming back, that'll be in the summer. If we bring it back, it'll be in the summer, and I gotta get the balls to talk to strangers again and everything for that one. But it should be good. And I've learned some things about podcasting and interviews that should be helpful in those in the future. So that'll be really good as well. So that'll be great. How to advertise the podcast better to other people. How to just get people interested in wanting to be a guest. Things like that. There are things we can do to make it more enticing, to get more guests, and also just asking people. But it's hard to do when you have some anxieties, right? Where you're just not a very social person. But work on that, of course, to get better. Look at your weaknesses, figure them out, and get better at those things. I'm really bad at being social. It doesn't really come off that well because we have a YouTube, but I am not a very good people person. I can... It's more of a... I'm good with people I'm familiar with. I'm bad with people I'm not familiar with. Because I've been doing YouTube for so long, I'm familiar with this space, so I can do it very well. But when it's a new person, it's a new person. So it's not familiar. I'm not familiar. So it takes a lot of energy to do it. It really does. So, but we should see that coming up in like half a year. We should see basically a podcast, at least a new attempt at bringing it back. And it should be possible because my schedule should be more rock solid by then. I won't be jumping to different places anymore. I will be at a specific place. I've said this many times, and we'll go from there. Let's see here. Let's see. So I want to talk about the Aquaman movie, because I saw it. Really good. I want to talk about Reflection. Oh yeah, we'll talk about this. So the end of the year list. So we did do enough one-shots to still have enough to do a top 10, top 20 kind of thing. So we can still do a top 10 one-shots list this year. Next year we'll see. It really depends on if I'm able to get back on the horse with that. I feel like I really need to like buy a gaming laptop or just get a lot of indies for Switch and cover them for one shot. That's the only way where I can just, for my lunch break, a game at work. That might be what I have to do. Or I just tone down my Magic the Gathering. Oh, we're going to talk about Magic after this. And that's what happens. Like, the energy is just not in the one-shots right now because there's just so many, and a lot of them are bad, and there are some good ones, but it's such a pain in the butt to find them. And the payoff really isn't there. But it's not necessarily about the payoff anyway. It's about doing it, right? It's about finding these great indies and showing them off. But you also just need to be smart about it's a lot of different factors. It's not just one or two things. You got to figure out all these different factors. And I don't know. It's also, I'm just so depressed from all the really bad indies flooding the market that I'm like, I just don't really have the energy to want to do them. Triple A's, you have a better chance of not having a flop, and so you don't get deflated as much. And you can define this as grit, I guess, but it's not really the best word for it, where you're the willingness to go in the muck to find the good stuff. Not really grit, it's just the willingness to go into the muck to get stuff. And it's just, I don't have all the time in the world for that, but I could be more efficient in my time anyway. There's things like that as well. So that's things to consider, for sure. Oh yeah. We got this! This is a Christmas present from Jinx, so We can play with this a little bit, see what we can do with this. We'll see what we do with it. Like, it's more of like I influence from day 9 kind of concept of the only thing I can think of is that and just being able to quickly change between things is going to face cam during LPs or just playing something where you're just like, whoa, and then back to the game kind of thing. And just convenience, like I assume I have the ability to like mute and stuff using this thing. So yeah, there's instantly adjust audio, switch scenes, launch, yeah, audio. So if something comes up, I can instantly mute or whatever and just change to other things. This has quite a bit of customization on it. I actually haven't looked at it and I've had this for a couple days. This could be useful. This could be extremely useful. That's why we got it. So yeah. So we'll see that in play eventually. I worked way ahead on the content. We already have most of January's content made because, as some of you know, the regulars know, when I go to Vegas, I get sick a lot. I don't know why, but Vegas makes me sick, where I'm not making content for like 2 weeks. So we worked ahead, which is the good thing to do because we might fall behind if we didn't do that. And so we have all this content already made. Everything being made now is just continuing the buffer. That's what's happening. And because there's such a big buffer, I'm doing bonus stuff on the side channel, like Magic the Gathering Arena. We have 40 episodes, eventually we'll be up to 40 episodes. It's a daily thing, and it's going to keep being a daily thing because I'm just not getting tired of playing it. I really am not. I'm enjoying it a lot. I've been listening to Limited Resources now, which is a pretty good podcast for drafting, because they go into detail over every card, and it's more as a drafting bent, but it does help me get ideas for constructing. I've made some pretty good constructed decks from listening to Limited Resources and talking to Jinx, who's way more knowledgeable about Magic and has better ideas than I do, and it allows me to make some pretty good decks. I'm happy with that. But we will see drafting as well if you watch those side channel Magic the Gathering Arena stuff. Like, the main channel is LostScarf, the side channel is Scarf Plays. If you didn't know about the side channel, that's what it is, Scarf Plays. And every day, there's a Magic the Gathering Arena video. Every single day. And for the foreseeable future, I want to keep that going. It's just fun having a long series. I like having long series. We almost hit 1,000 with Smite. We never got there. But I like doing a long-running series. It's just a fun thing for me because it's just like I can see where I was before. I can see where I was at the start with my understanding of the game and my gameplay and my deck building, and I can just jump like 100. I'm like, this is where I am now, and I can jump 100. This is where I am now. Same thing with the drafting. I am awful at draft. Listening to Limited Resources gives me better ideas for drafting, so that's good. So I should be a little bit better at drafting. And eventually I'll do Sealed. Sealed is more expensive because you can only play with gems, so eventually we'll do Sealed. Like, eventually I'll buy a bunch of gems so we can do like Sealed and stuff. When the new set comes out, the next set after Ravnica comes out, I'll probably put in money for gems and also do the 100 pack so I can do constructed as well. Like, you'll get cards from drafting, of course, and you'll just get cards from Limited. But I also just want to just open 100 packs and just read all these cards and see what I think of it myself before I see what anyone else thinks of it. And that'll be a whole stream on its own. And I'll go on the side channel as a whole video is, hey, check it out. I opened 100 packs. Here's what I thought about all these different cards. And then we can see how right or wrong I am about that. Because we do have some Magic players in the community. And it's interesting. And I'll battle my viewers eventually as well. I've already fought Wyso, who's really good at deck building. And other viewers eventually. But it's just fun. I really enjoy Magic Gathering Arena. I'm way too addicted to it. I really am. And thankfully I have a buffer so I can do that. Real quick about another game. Reigns, Game of Thrones, is really good, and I can't do a video on it because every frame of that thing, I think I mentioned it before, every frame of that game is a potential spoiler for the show. So, if you haven't watched the show, I just don't know. Like, if you're behind, you're trying to catch up, it's uncoverable. It really is. You'd have to talk about it without showing the game, which is a weird thing to do. Or find the most innocuous moments where there's not spoilers somehow for that game. But it's such a good game. It's really good. It's very good Game of Thrones feel, and it's just really good if you like the Reigns stuff. It's just tight. It's a tight game, very fun, very interesting. I like it a lot. I recommend the heck out of it. So Aquaman, sorry about Aquaman. Aquaman's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a good sign for DC. It really is. It was fun, amazing action. The cinematography was glorious. It was really good cinematography. The dialogue could have been better. The dialogue was hot and cold. Some of the acting was hot and cold. Jason Momoa, though, is amazing. Jason Momoa was very charismatic in all the scenes. He stole every scene. He was great in every scene. He should be. He's the main character, so he was great there. Honestly, if he wasn't Aquaman, he probably would have been a perfect Lobo. I really think he would have been a great Lobo if he didn't go Aquaman. And it was pretty good. I liked the movie a lot. I'd give it a 7 to 8 for damn sure. It was really good. The visuals were amazing. If you've seen the movie, The Trench, that whole scene by far is the most amazing cinematography wise. Just the shots are incredible in that scene. Also, just Carathon, who is voiced by oh, I forgot her name. Julie Andrews, the Mary Poppins, voiced by Mary Poppins, voiced by Mary Poppins. Great character. Very looks amazing. It's probably my favorite character in the entire thing. They're only there for a little bit, but it's my favorite character because it's so cool looking. And the CGI was done so well, and it just very good details. Something I really appreciate about this movie is the CGI when it comes to the mass shots. You can tell the difference between things. Like, there's some swarming in it, but you can tell they're individuals. It's really good compared to, like, in the past where it's just a massive, it's just a mesh of things. You can't really tell what's going on. The CG I thought was really good there. There is some pretty bad CG moments as well, but the majority is really good. The majority of the acting is good. Like, the majority of the movie is great. There's little falling points here and there, and that's why I put it at an 8 or a 7. I would put Into the Spider-Verse, though. I'd put that at like a 9, maybe 9.5. It is near perfect. Like, almost every frame is important. Like, there's not much wasted time in Into the Spider-Verse. It's a very good movie, very tightly paced. Great visuals, great soundtrack. Everything's good about it. Good story. It's just really good. There's just little things, little nitpicky things that make it not perfect. That's about it. But it's a really good movie. So I feel like Aquaman is one of the better DC movies in recent history. Like, if we're talking post a Nolan, it's potentially the best one, because I'd put it above Wonder Woman. I liked Wonder Woman. I like this one better than Wonder Woman. And it's definitely better than all the Snyder stuff. And yet, Into the Spider-Verse is really good. As far as movies go, like, we got Homecoming, then this. They're both really good movies. I like them a lot, so I'm happy where Spider-Man's going. And we want to put Venom in there. I'm happy where Venom's going. And I've seen some of the cut scenes for Venom, and oh my god, there's some really good scenes. Like, the Venom movie could have been even better if they kept these scenes in. It's crazy. Like, the Venom movie was alright. It was like a 7. Like, maybe an 8 for Venom fans. But it was like a 7, 6, 7. I liked it, but some of the scenes they cut out of it are incredible. They're just so good. They're really funny or just very entertaining in different ways. And they were cut out, and it's unfortunate. But the Venom movie did really well overseas, so we're going to see a Venom sequel, so I'm happy with that. And it's looking really good for comic book movies. I think I said it last week. Marvel's going to have 3 movies next year. I don't know what they're having for DC. I can't... Is Suicide Squad next year, or is it the year after? I actually don't know. But there are... there's things. There's definitely things. So, comic book movies are looking good. Oh, the Hellboy trailer came out, so we got a new Hellboy. And we'll see. Like... We'll see, that's the best one. Ron Perlman was the perfect Hellboy, but I think this might be also another perfect Hellboy. I think he fits for it too. It's amazing. I'm happy with that. I wish we got the 3rd movie for Ron Perlman's Hellboy, but too bad on that one. Interesting thing though, Guillermo del Toro, he doesn't really want to do a Marvel movie because he likes monsters. And Marvel doesn't really have any monsters for him to play with. He doesn't want to play with attractive people, because yeah, most of Marvel is attractive people. He wants monsters, so... And there's some, like, monster... Like, I feel like he's perfect for Swamp Thing, then. Swamp Thing would be perfect for him, then, if he wants monsters, because Swamp Thing is a beast of a thing. Last thing, let's go over... is Reflection. So, Reflection, we're going along. This year, like last year, has been us just gaining skill, and our growth is still... we're just still where we are. We really are just still where we are as far as the numbers go. But as far as skill goes, I know we've gone up in skill. We got the Kirby podcast. I'm loving that. I'm enjoying that. I'm getting better at script writing because of that. And just getting more into the history of Kirby is very fun. And the history of gaming itself. Because HAL, of course, is linked up with Nintendo. And it's around just the beginning of gaming as well there. So learning that history is very interesting. And also because of Satoru Iwata, he's such a big figure in Nintendo space. Learning a lot about him. I just learned a lot about Nintendo in general. It's really cool learning all of that. And Kirby Podcast has a very long lifespan. There's going to be a lot to talk about over the years with that, and I'm happy with that, and I'm just going to make it better and better. So I'm really happy with that for growth, for sure. The voice LPs, getting better at doing voices. Girl voices are always going to be the problem, and I got to stop talking about that. I got to stop mentioning how girl voices are a problem and just try to do better with them. That's it. But it is a weakness to acknowledge is, yeah, girl voices are going to be a hard part for me, but I just got to keep trying to make it better. That's it. That's all I can do. But I'm happy with a lot of my voices, and I think I'm getting really good with some of them, and I'm happy about that. And that's important. You want to build a toolkit. You want to build up things that are voices you can do, and then eventually expand and do more and more and more. And that's with random characters. We do them, and then maybe some stick. Like Rousey is sticking. Like, that's a voice I want to keep forever. I like that voice. So we're going to have the Rousey voice. And then the Judge is probably my strongest voice because he's in every single game, even more than Phoenix. So, well, Phoenix is in every game too, but the Judge is a constant compared to Phoenix. Phoenix disappears at times. The Judge is always there. So he has become the longest used voice, and so the strongest voice. And so I'm really happy with his voice and other voices and experimenting with voices. So voice growth is there. So I'm happy with that. Just in general, I'm just happy with where we are as far as the process goes. And that's going to be another thing for next year as well, is I want to do even more because I just realized I should focus on the process even more. Just focus on improving the voices even more. Focus on improving just how we do things even better. And if we fine-tune and make that all better, then the results will bring themselves in later on. Just being a sharper blade. That's what we should work on, is that. And if we get better at that, it'll show. It really will. And that's always been our mindset. Just I haven't been able to think of it as a thing, and that is the word process. That's really what it is. Focus on getting better, and we'll find the results from there. And yeah, reflecting on that, just yeah, I think we'll have a really good 2019. And it should create a great 2020. I really feel like we should have some pretty good things going forward for sure. And project ideas and things like that. I'm looking forward to the future. I really am. It's been, as far as growth goes for the channel itself, it's been rough, but I feel like the potential to grow again is there. And yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I really am. So that is everything. Oh, just for fun, just drawing wise, I haven't drawn much lately. There should be at least one more drawing before the end of the year. Okay, anything else? Should have mentioned it earlier in the episode. Amiibo fights, tonight's the last one until next year. So, like I said, I'll be gone for Vegas next week. So nothing there, but we'll be back to do Amiibo fights on the 5th. So not the 29th, but the 5th we'll have Amiibo fights, so that'll be great. And I've been fighting viewers on Sunday nights with Smash, by the way, if you want to get on that. But, we're doing Amiibo fights for a while. I'm sure people want Jackbox again at some point, and we'll maybe do that. We might do that on Sunday nights as well. Smash on one week, Jackbox another week. And at some point we gotta do My Hero Academia Season 2, and that'll probably be a Sunday night. Which is the worst night to do anything is Sunday night, because everyone's got to get ready for school or work. But that's just the best free spot to put it, because I want Amiibo fights on Saturday, because I'm enjoying it way too much. It is so very fun, so very entertaining, and it allows me to just practice my casting again, so that's really good there. And I'm enjoying that a lot. I really like it. The community is really entertained by it. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. That's great. And it's just fun. I'm having fun. This is what's important at the end of the day, like I always say. It's about having fun. The results, you want those results, of course, but fun. If you're having fun doing it, who gives a crap, right? That's the thing, right? If you're having fun, what's it matter? That's really what's important there, because we all have things we enjoy that they're just for enjoyment. They're not for results. You do a thing because you enjoy it. That's the thing. Like, you do Sudoku puzzles. Like, there are people who love doing Sudoku puzzles. You're not getting anything out of that besides being really good at Sudoku puzzles. You're not going to win any awards for any of that. You're having fun with that, and that's the thing to keep in mind here. We're not going to win awards for this channel. We should be having fun with it, enjoy it, have fun with the community, enjoy the community, and just have a great time. And be happy with that, with our lives. Just, we had fun, we entertained people, we got entertained, everyone's happy, and that's a goal met, and that's a happy time. That is something worth thinking about, and that's something worth just doing. Entertainment is fun. Entertainment is great. And that's the important thing to just consider at the end of the day. So that right there is the podcast. I had fun. That right there is the vlog. I had fun talking about fun, watching and listening, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.